Welcome back, everyone. Today we're gonna talk about Genesis 3, verse 21. And the Lord God made garments of skin for Adam and for his wife, and he clothed them. This deceptively simple verse is laden with mystical and ethical depth in both the Zohar and Midrash Agadah. It reveals divine compassion following judgment, the beginning of human mortality, and the mystical transformation of spiritual garments from light to skin. In essence, God's act of clothing is a gesture of mercy, concealment, and future restoration. The first phrase, we have garments of skin, from light to flesh. The Zohar makes a fundamental point. The original human form was clothed in garments of light, a radiant, luminous spiritual body. After the fall, those garments became garments of skin, dense, mortal flesh. From the Hebrew word aleph to ayin, light was dim and skin replaced splendor. The transformation from light to skin symbolizes the descent of the soul into physical limitation, the beginning of spiritual concealment. Yet, this new garment also protects the soul, allowing it to survive and work toward tikkun, repair, in a veiled world. Midrash Bereshit Rabbah offers differing views. Rabbi Meir claimed the original text read, "Garments of light, God clothed them in divine glory." Others say God fashioned literal leather garments, teaching humans the basics of modesty and survival. The Midrash thus teaches a duality. These garments are both material covering and spiritual teaching tools. The next phrase we have, and he clothed them. Divine compassion after judgment. This act shows the divine attribute of rachamim, in English, mercy, rising above din, judgment. Even after pronouncing exile and death, God himself tends to their needs. He did not abandon them in shame, but became their tailor in exile. By clothing them, God acknowledges their vulnerability, affirming that even in descent, he remains present. This parallels the Shekinah descending with Israel into exile, providing guidance, protection, and hidden light. The Midrash highlights that this act was done by God directly, not delegated to angels. This intimate care right after sin becomes a model of compassion. If the Holy One, blessed be He, clothes the naked, how much more should you? This inspires the mitzvah of clothing the poor, rooted in imitating divine kindness. Spiritual garments, Kabbalistic layers of the soul. Garments in Kabbalah also refer to spiritual layers. The soul is clothed in thought, then in speech, then in action. After the fall, these layers became contaminated. The garments of skin represent the denser expression of soul, now cloaked in ego and limitation. Yet these garments are redeemable. they become purified through Torah, mitzvot, and inner work, slowly transforming back into vessels of light. From the skins of shame, he fashions coverings of light, if the soul seeks him. Concealment and preparation for exile. Both traditions view this moment as God's way of preparing humanity for the journey ahead. They are no longer in Eden, but they are not abandoned. The garments protect them from the harshness of exile and the new distance from divine radiance. The act of clothing them shows God's desire not only to preserve their dignity, but to give them a way to begin healing. To summarize, Genesis 3 verse 21 describes God clothing Adam and Eve in garments of skin, but beneath its simplicity lies deep meaning from both the Zohar and the Midrash Agadah. The phrase garments of skin, the Zohar explains that before sin, humans wore garments of light. After sin, they descend into garments of skin, symbolizing mortality, limitation, and spiritual concealment. Yet, even these new garments are divinely crafted, allowing survival in a fallen world. The phrase, and he clothed them, God personally clothes them, revealing his compassion even after judgment. The Midrash teaches that this act becomes the basis for mitzvah of clothing the naked, imitating divine mercy. Spiritually, garments represent the soul's expression in the world. Though now tainted by ego and sin, these layers can be purified through holy living. This verse shows that even after sin, God remains near. He prepares humanity for exile, not with punishment alone, but with dignity, tools, and hidden grace. The journey from Eden has begun, but it is clothed in divine care. That's it for today. Thank you very much for your donation. Be blessed, everyone, and I will see you on the next episode.